since you went away. The days grow long and soon I'll hear old winter song. But I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall, I miss you most of all, my darling. When autumn leaves start to fall. The falling leaves drift by my window. The falling leaves of red and gold. I see your summer kisses.
Hello. Hello, hello. Happy Sunday. It's Andy again with another Solitary Sunday stream. I apologize for my lack of a true thumbnail, but I put just the cover, which is this. Groves. We're doing Groves today by Stephen Aramini, and Dan Letzring was there too, co-design, but y'all know we love the Dadini on this channel. Quickly becoming one of our favorite designers. I have been, in the last 36 hours, I've played this flip down game. It finally came like 3 times, so this will be definitely featured on the channel soon. It's a really great solo game. I mean, this is also a really great solo game, but, you know. All of Steve's games have really good solo modes, except for Animal Kingdoms. I don't really like the solo mode in Animal Kingdoms. Sorry about it. Love that game. Multiplayer. But today's game, Groves, this is an earlier design. It's from about 2018. I don't know if this is his first published game. Is one of his first, I think. This is when the daddy and he still lived in Rochester, New York, which is the general area that my best friend lives in. She used to live in Rochester proper, but now she lives in Batavia, which is halfway between Buffalo and Rochester. But, you know, it seems people who leave the Northern California, Reno area, they go to the East Coast and always go to upstate New York for some reason. Which my mentor also lived in Rochester. He went to college there at Eastman College of Music. It's also in Rochester. And Rochester's also the birthplace of the greatest culinary delight known to man, the garbage plate, which sounds disgusting. If you don't know what a garbage plate is, it's basically... Oh my god, I wish Kat was here in the chat right now to explain it. But this is just a bit Rochester trivia time, just because I noticed the Dan Letzring still lives in Rochester. This is published by his publishing company, which is based in Rochester, which is a family board game publisher. They're Letterman Games. I feel like it's from Letta, came from his last name, and the man came from Steve, because what is it that John do you like to call Steve? The man Eni? I prefer the dad Edie, you know. But yeah, so the garbage plate in Rochester. I know this is such a tangent at the very beginning of this stream, guys. I haven't had my coffee yet. It is brewing right here. But a garbage plate, if you don't know what it is basically you take a bunch of sides, you know, like you have your potato salad, your macaroni salad, some people like coleslaw, you need some kind of fries up in that action, or some people do potatoes or tater tots, or, you know, whatever finger deep fried snacks. Some people do onion rings. You take that nice big plate with all these lovely little sides, and you pour this red meat sauce all over it. They call it hot sauce. You know, it's Rochester, but it's not very hot. It's basically like, it's the kind of sauce you would put like on a sloppy Joe, essentially, on top, and then you put like a burger or a hot dog on top of that. Sounds disgusting, right? But I'm telling you guys, it is the most amazing thing I've ever had. And I'm not usually into like super junky street food like that, but it is like the street food par excellence. So if you're ever in Rochester, I think they have maybe some garbage plate places in Buffalo. I heard a rumor there might be one in Philly. I don't know. I know for a fact Rochester is the birthplace. And if you do go to Rochester, go to the Doghouse. That's where I went. Because they have a lot of good vegan options. You can have this thing vegan, guys. What do you know? So I'm pouring the coffee now because I realized I just went on a rant about garbage plates again. Which is usually a good sign that I haven't had my coffee yet. But anyway, so Steve the Dadini has this game Groves, right? That's what we're here to play. Excellent solo mode in this game. So if you've never heard of this game, I think both I and Steve will forgive you. I don't know if this was a Kickstarter only thing. I believe this might be the Kickstarter edition or the retail edition. I don't know what the difference is between the two, to tell you the truth. There's no, like, I don't know if there's any extra expansion content that came with the Kickstarter, maybe. I haven't really looked into that, but yeah, it's out of print. Or maybe it's not. Maybe if you go onto the Letterman Games website, there could be copies available. But I got this on the secondhand market, good old half price books. For, I won't tell you how much. How much? Sorry, I bought Steve's other game new, so you know, and I backed his Kickstarter. So I backed the. What is it? The Button Shy Kickstarter? Didn't they have a Kickstarter for Ancient Realm and Wildscapes? That's the expansion for that one. River Wild. I did back that, so I did have copies of that. So I don't feel too guilty for buying one of his games used. I did get Animal Kingdoms used too. Sorry, Steve. But Groves, yeah. So we saw it's a half price books. I was like, oh, it's a Dadini title. We got to get it. Although, you know, I had originally seen, I'm like, oh, we should get it. I don't know, because I looked at the back, and this is a worker placement game technically with bag building. Very interesting. But I was like, fairies, is that too generic fantasy with theme? You know how I am about those sorts of things, and riches too. But he was like, oh no, we like fairies. And I was like, that's right, we do like fairies. And then I was thinking today, I was like, oh, what should I wear for this stream? Okay, fairies. Brian Froud, because he does a lot of fairy art. I have the Fairy Oracle, which is a tarot deck with Brian Froud art. Brian Froud, did all the art and designs for the Dark Crystal. I'll wear my I'm too skeksis for this shirt. Crystal, do you follow my nerdy energy here? Okay. So fairies. We're fairies. I don't know, there's a whole bit of lore in this. So for those of you, my fellow Holly Black fans out there who love reading about like the Dark Fae and stuff, the last third of this rulebook is literally just a short story they commissioned some guy to write about the fall of Eidolon, and it's all about like the fall of the previous like fairy lord, and we're competing to be the new fairy lord. It's very nerdy. But I appreciate the commitment to the nerd, to the lore. That's fun. And also you'll notice, okay, we have like, you know, components and setup in here, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Essentially 5 pages of rules, and then like 2 pages for the solo game. Awesome. Now, obviously, I have played this game actually quite a bit. I've played this game at least 6 times, and most of those were solo, so I should be hopefully pretty well prepared for it. But just to finish my thought on that one, this is, yeah, so we didn't know if we were going to get it, but then Rich got a credit. I think we might have mentioned this on a recent stream where we ranted about half-priced books or something. But we did get this basically, well, almost free, because we had the $10 credit and then 10 more for and down, $10 more on this. So yeah, $20. Very great find, I must say. So it's a worker placement game essentially, but with bag building, as I said. So for the solo mode, we'll be playing against the Wraith AI as represents. So they have their own bag. Okay. Now, you know how I am about having to manage an AI. This one actually, though, super simple to manage. So it's a very buttery smooth solo mode. But the Wraith AI is going to, there's a very firm win or lose condition in this solo mode, which I also appreciate. So this is the Wraith AI's bag. Don't let me forget, it's on the right. I'm keeping my bag on the left, which might be a mistake considering that I'm right-handed. But the Wraith tokens are over here that I'm going to be putting into the bag later on. So, let's get into it, shall we? So, I have this is my realm board. I have my own Wintry realm here. In the multiplayer game, there is some trans-dimensional travel. There's like these portals you can make. They're on like little standees. They're actually quite cute. I'm not going to pull them out to show you because they're not relevant for the solo game. But in the multiplayer game, that's a way that you can travel to other people's realms, so to speak, and be able to take actions on their board. So there's a bit of interesting interaction there that's not really going to happen in the multiplayer game. In the solo game, which is what we're playing today, because it's just me. So this is my realm. You'll notice it has all the icons in the game. Hopefully, it's a helpful little cheat sheet here. If you're new to the game, if you don't like to look at all that action, you can just flip it over. Beautiful art in this game. I don't know if you can see, there's like the moon there in the background. It's very, very lunar, very, very magical, very beautiful. And so you'll also notice I have these action spots here. So each board starts with 3 action spots. The 2 here are the same on every board. This one will vary based on the board you have, so they're slightly asymmetric, but all that action really is determining is just a different resource that you'll be able to generate, and that color will determine one of the starting workers you have in your bag. So it's not like super imbalanced type of asymmetry. It just kind of associates you with a certain color from the beginning to these different colored workers. So yes, we have yellow, orange, green, and blue, and some of the effects will refer to the color names, so that's important. And so I'm just going to go over the actions on these boards. It's a worker placement game. Once I get over some of the main actions, you'll start to understand what we're dealing with here. So this action here, and I think I will go to the Zoom because I think it will help you guys a little bit as in this teach portion, and I'm hoping it'll take me less than 40 minutes. Like, if you're someone that likes to just get into the playthrough part of these live videos, you should just tune in like 40 to 50 minutes after the fact. But if you like overviews, that's what we're here for. So this action on the left here, this just gets us crystals. Crystals are one of the resources in the game. Not the only resource, because we also have these elements, which come in. We have this wavy little blue tadpole looking thing. We have this little yellow sun star thing. And then we have, these are supposed to obviously represent Earth. We have, I think it's water, light, and this is supposed to be Earth. And the icon for it actually is this one here, which is kind of like a little sprouting bean. Always looks green to me, but it's really brown. And it's really this resource, which Rich calls the potato and I call the bean. Rich isn't here, so I'm going to call it the bean, probably. Or alternately, the potato. So you have these sorts of resources and these sorts of resources. And what are those resources good for? They'll be good for buying the adding tiles from the market to expand your worker placement board. So this is one of those worker placement games where it's some assembly required. But we'll explain that in a minute. So here, you're going to have a spot where when you place one of your workers in it, and obviously our workers are in the bag here. Wow! They fell out. That's fun. So, we start with 8 of these white workers in our bag. We're going to be drawing these at the beginning of our turn. We're going to be drawing 3 workers at the beginning of each turn. So, based on which board you have, also you're going to add one of these color workers into your bag. In this case, blue. So I'm going to take up blue. And add that into my bag. So at the beginning of your turn, it's the first step of your turn, you will draw 3 workers, and that will determine, kind of where you're going to be able to go. So these ones, any worker can go to these. There's no color on them. When you see one of these double spots like this, obviously you can always go to the one on the side. And if you see this icon that's sort of like this big octopus looking thing, it does kind of look like an octopus. I love this art, but sometimes there's aspects of it that are a little funny. It does kind of look like, like one of those cute little chibi octopuses. Like the short tentacles and they look so kawaii. It looks like that to me. But anyway, that means I can take one of any resource from the supply. Additionally, if this happened to match the color of this second bubble over here, this is the bonus action I can take in addition to the regular action. So this does not match, so I will not be able to take the bonus action in that case. But if it had been blue, I get to take one resource of my choice. And then in this case, I get to take a bean specifically. So that's how bonus actions work in the game. So now I want to explain what these resources are good for. So you're collecting crystals, you're collecting resources. That's a lot of what's happening. Oh, let me explain the third action real quick. So the third action here, I'm just battling reflections, is... You see a slash here. You have 2 options. So anytime you see a little gray egg-looking thing and an arrow going into a bag, that's you're taking one resource of any of the 4 main colors to put into your bag. Slashes mean or you're going to put 2 white workers into your bag. Now, in the solo game, because we have the Wraith bag, anytime you take an action that lets you add workers to a bag, you could always add them to the Wraith bag instead or as well. And why would you want to give the Wraith workers? Well, we'll kind of go over that once we explain the Wraith worker, what the Wraith is going to be doing. But just real quickly, I wanted to go over, these are the tiles. A big part of this game is going to be buying tiles to add to our board. It's not only going to unlock more actions for us, Sorry, things are looking a little weird. It's not only going to unlock more actions for us, they're also each worth points at the end of the game. So this is like the main way you get points in the game. Not the only way, but one of the main ways. So most of them are worth either 1 or this one's worth 2. So on here, let's see more beautiful fairy art. This is a waterfall, the fairies, observing the beautiful waterfall. It's very idyllic. Eidolon, the Idle tree. This is the Idle tree over here, this main board. That's what that's called. So in this case, you'll see a cost at the top. So in elements, that's these resources. These are our element resources. And it'll usually be like, 2 or 3 or 2 of one and 1 of another, yada yada. And depending on which slot you take it from, so we have 3 here, and we have these 3 slots here, which are labeled in crystal costs. So we have 2, 1, and 3. Just know these are not in order. So the middle one is actually the cheapest in the market. So you'll have to pay whatever cost in elements on the tile in addition to the cost in crystals, depending on which slot it is. And this will be a conveyor belt style kind of thing where if we don't buy one of these left, 2 leftmost tiles, they will leave at the end. So if you don't buy them, they go away and then slide and refill. The tile stack is the timer of the game. Once the tile stack runs out, that will trigger the end of the game. So you're paying a combination of crystal and elements to buy these. They have more juiced up kind of bonuses. We'll probably go over them as they come out, but I'll explain these ones that are out right now. This one has 2 crystals and an element die, and then have an arrow going to, that's the symbol for these point tokens. So this is one of the other ways you can get points. So anytime you see an arrow, you're paying something to basically convert it into something else. So in this case, I'm paying crystals and elements to convert them into points. Basically, straight up. Point tokens straight up for the end of the game. And then the bonus action here is I have a bag with a +1 on it. So anytime you see just a bag and a plus, that means you're going to be adding more workers to your bag. So that's what that's good for. And these are all blue icons. So I think I'm definitely going to want to get some blue workers in my bag. This one is pretty similar. Pay 2 sun elements for a point token, or the bonus action here is I get a crystal. Generally, the action spots are getting you resources. It's mostly resource gathering and resource management, resource conversion, that kind of thing. There will be other icons which let you do kind of more specialized things. There's ones that let you add more specific workers to your bag. There's also a very juicy one oh wait, I explained this wrong. I realized this is that other action I'm about to explain. This doesn't have the arrow. The ones with the arrow let you add to your bag. So you always need to say an egg shape and an arrow. Those are the ones that let you add the workers to your bag. This one with the plus lets you take a worker out of your bag, which basically gives you an extra action, extra turn, essentially. So that's what the plus ones are. Sorry about that. I'm already explaining things wrong. Actually, if I dig through this, are there any other different actions? Some things will require you to take a worker out of your bag, discarding it from the game permanently to get, things like point tokens and other things. That's another possible action. These are the ones I was talking about. So this one, you see like the little yellow egg, you're putting it into the bag. These are what the add workers to the bag icon looks like. So you'll always see like an image of the shape of a token or the image of the token itself, and then the arrow going into the bag. That's those. If it's just the plus, it's take a worker out of your bag. Just repeating that because I was totally explaining that wrong. So there's that. So that's the top action here. So when you want to do that, you take a worker and you place it on the spot for the slot that you're trying to buy a tile from. Pay the crystals, cost in crystals here, pay the cost and resources there, and then you'll get to add it. And we're taking the zoom down. You'll get to add it into your realm. And this will now be a worker spot that you can take immediately on that turn. With, you know, if you have more workers to use, you can then on your next worker could just go there. So you can utilize that immediately on the round in which you acquire them. So that's the top spot on the Idle board. And then this spot here lets you take these cards off to the side. So these cards are another way to get points by the end of the game. You'll take 2, and you'll be keeping 1. These are what Rich likes to colorfully call lottery tickets. So these will refer to when you're drawing workers out of the bag at the beginning of your turn. So like this one wants 2 green. So if out of the 3 workers you draw on your initial turn, if 2 of them are green, you will be able to cash in this card. You get the point at the end of the game. You know, you can just like sort of tap it to show that you've satisfied it. And then this one you need a green and a yellow among the 3 that you initially drew. So there are, like I said, obviously there's an action spot that lets you draw additional workers. That you cannot fulfill this retroactively. If it doesn't happen by pure luck of the draw, it's a no-go. So this is where sort of the strategy of how you build your bag, like what kind of combination of colored workers you're putting in there. The bag curation element is a really big part of this game, really big part specifically if you're trying to satisfy these kinds of things. And generally it's like you might want to get a couple just to have them early on in the game because, you know, the later on in the game it gets, the less potential draws you're getting for that. So, and if you can't satisfy them, it's not... Oh, if you don't satisfy them, I think it is negative points at the end of the game. I always forget about that. Oh, that means the last time I played this, I didn't win. I always forget about that. So they are negative points at the end of the game, I believe. Let me just double check that. These are called the summoning bonus cards, by the way. Each summoning bonus card has a summoning goal. Does it say underscoring, maybe? Hold on, guys. I see the part... Oh, final round. Oh, it doesn't say. I don't think they're negatives. What other game is it where if you don't... Oh, that was Age of Comics, where they're negatives against you at the end of the game. So yeah, those aren't negatives, I don't think. Yeah, so if you don't... Yeah, if you don't fulfill them, it's fine. It's not a negative against you in this game. Just want to make sure about that because it's one of those things that's important. So I did win that last game. I did. Good, because it was the first time I'd won the solo game. So you go to this spot to go there. Now, additionally, I should add anytime at the end of the round, once you placed all 3 of your workers, that's basically the end of the round for you. At the end of the round, you're going to take back workers from your realm that you played, and they're going to go back in your bag. Workers you play to the central Idle board do not go back into your bag. They go back into the supply, so you lose them. Okay? Just want to mention that. And then, once you're done with your turn, you've done all your stuff, the Wraith will take its turn. It's very simple. They will, like you did, remove 3 workers, and if any of those workers is a Wraith, it will be added to the board. So in this case, none of them were. But if it were, you would add it. You'll notice these spots here that are numbered on the Idle tree. It will add a Wraith to there. And so this is important because at the end of the game, this is your winning criteria, you have to match or beat the leftmost exposed number. So in this case, I need to beat a score of 17 in order to beat the Wraith. And as this goes on, that threshold will probably get higher. So in this case, I need to beat 19. Sorry, I was supposed to put one there. This, yeah, 18, 19. It kind of goes zigzaggy. In this case, I need to beat 21, 22, etc., etc. And if the Wraith ever covers up all of them, you immediately lose. Okay, so, like, if it hits 27, like, you know, the game's over. I don't know if the game immediately ends, actually, but you will lose if it has 27. Mm-hmm, 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 mm-hmm. I can't remember where I read it in here, but hopefully it won't happen to us. It hasn't happened to me when I played before, but I feel like if it does happen, that you lose. There's too many Wraiths. We got overwhelmed with Wraiths. So that's how that will work. And then, however that works out, you always then will add these back into the Wraith bag. Some of these were mine over here. And this is the Wraith bag over here. Right? I'm already getting confused. That's fine. Okay. Make sure there's 8 in here. So there's 1. You always add a Wraith token at the end. So you're always adding 1 Wraith token every round. Okay, there's 8 white ones there. And now that would be 2 Wraiths. But we didn't really do our first round yet, so there should only be 1 in there. So 1 Wraith, 8 white, and in our bag we have 8 white and 1 blue. Which would be nice if I could draw the blue on the first draw. So that's all that works. So yeah, we're trying to beat the Wraith score and or keep the Wraiths from completely filling up the board. I know I read it in there at one point, but my coffee-addled brain cannot remember right now. I've only had a few sips of coffee anyway. You do. Oh, yes. So, in addition, if I draw... So you may remember that I have the option to add things to the Wraith bag if I so choose when I'm gaining things for myself. Instead of, I could, like, if I gain 2 things, I could keep 1 for me and send 1 off to the Wraith bag, which is something I will probably do. For this reason, so anytime you draw a colored fairy from the Wraith bag, assuming you've added some into it, you'll be able to trigger one of these abilities down here, which will help you essentially cull things you don't want out of the Wraith bag. I believe Banish is the one that lets you take... discard Wraiths like completely. That's the green one, but you have to pay a cost of 2 resources for it. These will work differently. I think last game I was mostly using Banish, so it explains the different ones in here. Yeah, so Recall is I can spend 2 crystals, and then I immediately recall the Wraith, most recently added to the Hollows of Lost, returning it to the Wraith bag. So I'm taking it off the board here, but it's going back into the bag. The red one, when I draw one of those, I can add a white spirit to the Wraith bag, which just kind of thins things out a little bit more. It makes it less likely for me to pull the blacks. Banish, as I said, and this one is free. When I draw the red, I can just immediately do that, add it back into the Wraith bag. If I draw yellow and do the recall, that I have to pay 2 crystals for. Yeah, and the red one is just adding a white. The green one is banishing the Wraith that I most recently added to Halls of the Lost. So that's removed from the game completely. And then blue, is the repel is you may immediately repel one Wraith you just drew, returning it to the Wraith bag instead of adding it to Halls of the Lost. So if I want to do a redraw, that's what repel is good for. Now, a lot of this will depend, and a lot of the strategy of the game is really about how you curate your bag. So obviously I'm starting with one blue. Depending on which tiles I end up taking and adding into my little realm board here, my little expandable worker placement board, that will determine a lot of my strategy, a lot of the kind of engine building I'm trying to do in this game. So the goal is points. So I get points mostly from the tiles, any point tokens I collect along the way, any summoning bonuses I make. So you may have gathered so far that that's not a lot of points. Most of the tiles are 1 or 2, and I would say the average you get in the solo game is, I'll be happy if I get 7 or more. The more the better, though. The more the merrier. But again, at least one of these is going to be discarded each time. And again, every time I buy a tile, I'm losing a worker. So, worker management, the bag curation aspect, and the resource management. That's how the name of the game. So I think we're almost ready to begin. Oh, I need starting resources. So I believe it's 2 of each resource. This is the same as in the 2-player game, but I think I get more crystals than in the multiplayer game. Is it 1 or 2? It's 3. 3 whole crystals. Wow! I'm rich. Well, I'm not literally rich. Rich should get in the chat and say hi from Carmel. He's in Carmel with his friend Jennifer right now. At the beach. It was raining here last night. It's not raining today. So, but it's still feeling very winter here in Sacramento. So that's why I decided to play with the winter side here. Now this is the Wraith bag. Oh my god. See, I should have set these up differently. But it's supposed to be next to where the Wraith tokens are. So I just need to remind myself of that. Okay. First draw. First round. You guys excited? Okay, it took me about 40 minutes. Actually, it started about 10 minutes in, so it only took me 30 minutes to explain. See, it's not a very complicated game, actually. This is supposed to be a family weight game, but it feels like a more medium weight game than a strictly family game, but you know. Cross genre appeal. Okay, and for my second draw, it does really feel like bingo a little bit. A6, B22. Ugh, I used to rehearse in a room that was connected to a bingo hall. Not fun. That wasn't that bad though. Okay, 3 white. You're more than likely to draw a bunch of white on your first round anyway, till you start fixing the odds. This game's all about fixing the odds. So the first thing I think I do want to do is let's get my right color in here. So I want to get some blue going on in my bag. Boop. And then I want to buy a tile. I want different kinds of actions probably. And I have plenty of starting resources. So let's see. I like the ones where you can take an extra action. So we're just going to add that there. Beautiful. Oh, I have to pay for it. So that was in this slot here. So I'm going to pay 2 crystals. And this one is a water and a bean. See, I told you I was going to call them beans. Now I have that, and I could just... Oh, I don't have blue. I would need to place blue here to unlock that extra action. Okay, still worth it to take it, though, I think. Now, Why don't I get some crystals just to stock up the ones I spent. And the rest of this is resources or spending crystals and resources for a point token. I think I'll save that for later. I'm debating getting a summoning card. And anyway, they'll just get those whites out of here. Oh, wait, sorry. This is one too many actions. I spent one here. That's going away. And I went here to get 2 crystals. You know what? I'm going to retcon that, and I'm going here. So, my first action, I added 1 to the bag. Second action, I bought. Third action, we're getting a summoning card. I just think it's a good idea to get it early in the game. I've been burned before trying to get them too late. These are... Oh, I'm supposed to take these out, the ones that have the wraiths on them, because I'm not adding wraiths to my bag in the solo game. So, sorry. Missed that bit of setup. Well, let's just shuffle these then. Oh, wow. I almost didn't get up, you guys. I already slept through one thing on Friday night. I just really didn't want to sleep for this one. I'm here. We're playing. All is well. Don't forget to get in the chat if you're here, lurkers. John. Now you're listening. Okay. Let's see what I got. I got a blue and a red and 2 yellows. I guess I'll keep the blue and the red because I have a feeling I'm going to try to put a lot of blue into my bag. I'm pretty sure that's a thing I'm going to do. Why don't we just keep it? We'll keep it off to the side here so you guys can see that. And then if I do satisfy it, I will just tap it to show that it's done. Okay, well that's the end of my turn. So now it's time for the Wraith to take its turn. And draw 3. I just don't want to draw the Wraith on the first turn. I mean, it's fine if I do. There's not that many in here yet, but that would be a bad start to things. Okay, no Wraiths. Cool. And these go back to the supply. And this goes back into my bag. And then I need to refill here, so I need to discard the 2 leftmost. I bought the first one, so the second one's going. Slide that over. So that's now in the 2 slot. I'm adding to the 1 slot. And to the 3 slot. Easy peasy, beautiful. Cover girl. So, what do I want to do? Okay. I see one here that's 2 blue elements for a point token. That's this one here. This is one of those ones where I have to take stuff out of my bag. Do I want to do that? It could be white. So it's not necessarily a bad idea for point tokens. I'm seeing stuff having to do with point tokens. I can afford this right now because this is the 1 slot and it takes 2 yellow and 1 blue. So that's an option. I haven't even drawn yet. What am I talking about? I don't even know what workers I have yet. Got to do that. Okay, let's hope I get one of those blues. Whites. This is one of the games where you want diversity. Ugh. There's too many white guys working in my bag. I need some color. Okay. We really need some different colors up in here. So I'm going to go here. I mean, we should try to add the blue because that's going to let me draw extra things. And I'm seeing a lot of blue still here, so we are adding the blue. Not so worried about the Wraith bag yet. We'll get there. Oh, did we add a Wraith to the bag? We didn't. We were supposed to do that at the end of the last. Okay. For real serials now. Already took one action. Oh, we already decided we're doing this, right? It's happening. So I'm paying a crystal, because that's in the 1 slot. Takes 2 suns and a water. That's the cost there. And adding that there. So I have to pay a crystal and remove something from my bag in order to get a point token. But if I match blue, it gets me a resource. It's extra resource gathering potentiality. Also, I should mention, if you don't want to do one of the 2 actions that you qualify for, you don't have to. It's always optional. So like you could take just the bonus action if you place the right color there and not take the base action at all. That's totally possible. Though generally speaking, you want to be efficient. So that would be a questionable decision in general, but there may be a situation in which you can't afford to take the other one, or you're saving those resources for something else. But like, for instance, this one here, I might want to just ignore that stuff about the point token so that I can just get that extra draw from the bag to get an extra action. So sometimes it is worth it to ignore that. So that's good. We're thinning out the white one way or the other, I guess. I have no crystals. I have no resources. We should probably work on this. I'm going to go ahead and just take some crystals. That's what's happening. Okay, and now the Wraith gets another turn. See, this game goes fast. I told you, it's like buttery smooth. It's generally a brisk game, even multiplayer. Okay, 3 whites. But we still have to add a Wraith to the bag. So it's getting steadily more booby-trapped. But just because you haven't triggered the explosion doesn't mean you're not walking through a minefield. You can quote me on that. That's an Andy Lincoln original right there. Okay, but this returns to the supply. I lost that white one. But I'm getting these 2 guys back. And I should have, like, 3 blue in here now. There's not that many. Because I've already, like, lost at least 3. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? There's a blue. Huzzah. And if... Oh, I need a red for my summoning card, too. So I should try to put that in there at some point. Ah, another blue. Well, it's good because I got lots of blue bonuses all up on this board. And the 3rd blue! That's how it goes in this game. That's why I said, like, you don't want things to get too gummed up with too many whites. But if you start putting enough things in here, eventually they will pop up. Sometimes they don't, though. And sometimes other things pop up that you don't need. Oh, I'm dripping. Just one of those days. I'm all over the place, guys. I hope that teach made sense. I really do. We understand what's happening right now. What's happening is I have a lot of blue fairies. So many blue fairies. And I could do this because I have 2 crystals and it's a resource of any type. So I can spend 2 crystals and a resource to get a point token. Cool. So now I have a grand total of 1, 2, 3, 4 points. So I told you it's going to be a low scoring game. I need a break. In the solo game, you really want to break at least 20. In the multiplayer game, you're lucky if you get into the teens sometimes. Like, I think me and Rich had a game where we scored like 9 and 11. Which is not a great score. I'm not saying that's a great score. I think in the multiplayer game, good score is like in the realm of 14 to 17, you know. But this is a solo mode, so we're working against the Wraith, so we gotta work a little harder. Oh, I also have this bonus action because I played a blue. So I can draw another worker from my bag. Which I know it's going to be white, but having that extra action is very helpful in this game. Okay, you know what, chick? Oh! I never refilled this. Look at me. Okay. This is the market for the current round that we should be looking at. Red. And I see... Oh, this one has 3 crystals. If I pay 3 crystals, I get to pull 2 things out of the bag. And it's not on the bonus side either. So that's a base action. I need water and a bean for it, though. And I just spent my crystals. So... guess it's time to go get some crystals. And then I need some resources. So that's what this spot will be good for. So I get 1 resource for the action itself, and then because this is blue, it matches over here, I can also get a bean. Which luckily is one of the resources I need for this, and the other one's going to be blue, because... Oh, I'd be losing this blue, though, if I go and buy it. Can I retcon and say that I did the blue there? That's fine. It's still my turn. It's a solo game. You know, I haven't, finished my turn yet doing my stuff, so it's perfectly fine. I'm going to go here. This is the 1 crystal slot. It takes a water and a bean. The power of the bean! And yeah, that's a nice juicy spot. And it's another point. So there you go. Okay, and now the Wraith is going to go again. Trying to remember to keep my market going. That's important. Okay. Surprised we haven't pulled any Wraiths yet, actually. That's fun. Ooh. But yeah, the longer it goes until you draw one, you're like, is it gonna happen? It's gonna happen! Oh. But I gotta add one now. Okay. So, if you like that Gatsby part of bag building, you'll like this game. Sometimes it's a little tense, at least in the solo mode. You don't have the same aspect quite of the booby trapping in the main mode. These summoning cards, I kind of is that in the in the multiplayer game. Because sometimes that really makes the difference winning if you can get those summoning cards. Oh, let's not forget to refresh. Because that is the timer of the game. Cool. Cool. So I have... Well, that one was already there. That's the one where I pay 3 crystals for a point token. That one's not looking too bad to me. This one is... And if you see no arrow, there's 2 crystals. And then I get to put... I also get to put a token into the bag. So if you don't see an arrow in between it and the other one, you know. Or maybe you don't know. What I mean is, it's like, this is one of those vagaries of iconography. This icon here, you see 2 crystals, and then you see the icon for putting a white token into the bag. I could see you being... I was confused, thinking you have to pay 2 crystals to put it into the bag. But because there's not an arrow in between the crystals, an arrow kind of going that way, it's just the arrow for putting something into a bag. This isn't like I'm paying something. It's like I'm just getting 2 crystals, and then I'm also putting a token into the bag. So just note that there's some icons like that can be potentially confusing. Just pay attention to which icon the arrow is connected to and which direction the arrow is going. If it's going this way, you're putting something into a bag. If it's going this way, you're paying something. Okay, so we're refilled. I have one crystal to work with. Oh, I need to put things back into my bag. So this gets discarded. Make sure you do your cleanup. It's very important in this game because it determines what goes back into your bag. I'm just like, boop, I want to be boop, 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 boop. But I'm playing on camera, so I need to remind myself to, like, follow the steps. They're important in games. You know. So you guys can kind of follow what I'm doing. Because I know it might be a little hard to see some of the icons on camera. I'm not sure if I want to go quite into a bigger zoom than this, but we could if it would be helpful. I feel like this would be maybe a little better for people. Pay no attention to what's off on the side. I think I'll move my thing. And we'll just do something like this. That's probably a better setup anyway. You can see stuff a lot better that way. Technology. At least I know the microphone's been on the whole time and the computer hasn't died. So we're doing pretty good today. And this eventually is going to move over. Sorry, my tablecloth is bunching up. Okay. Boop. Everything's crooked, so it's fine. Okay, hopefully you can see stuff and icons a little bit better that way. So I don't sound like a crazy person. Like, what is he talking about? So we need to draw again. This is round 4 already. So there's 28 tiles total in the stack. In a multiplayer game, you thin that out, but for the solo game, you play for the whole stack. And so, as you can see, you're basically going through at least 2 each time. So it's, but sometimes it's might be slightly more than that if you buy 2 on a turn, which could happen. But generally speaking, it'll be about 13 rounds in the solo game. Okay, I have... Oh, but now you can't see the dramatic reveal. I'll do it here. Oh, there's a white. There should be mostly blues in here by now. Blue. I'm going to try to add some red for that summoning card. Now that I have a tile that has this red thing on it. Okay. So, you know how I said sometimes you might want to ignore the action for reasons? This is one of those reasons. I'm not going to take this base action because I just want the bonus action because I want to draw another thing. Or maybe I should just be trying to get resources, you know? Maybe that's the thing I should do. I mean, if I'm using it just to get the extra action, that's sort of pointless, isn't it? That's a good point. Yeah, that is true. That is true. I'm having this conversation with myself. I am a crazy person. By the way, did I mention? Let's get some resources. Because if I could get one of these tiles this round, I should. Because points. So I can get a bean. These both take a bean that I'm looking at here. So I'd like a little more crystal generation. These all have me paying crystals for things, but this is the only spot that just gives me crystals. So I need crystals, I think. So that's looking pretty good here. I'll pay my crystal and that bean. And oh yeah, let's just say I got a blue from there, from this spot. Are you guys following? I hope you are. So this one is a point. And yeah, so that's where I get 2 crystals and put a white one into the bag. Or into the Wraith's bag. Put it over here. This may need to continue traveling northward because this thing will expand quite a bit. Okay. Oh, yes. This looks much better than what I had going on before. Lord. See? My brain. Yeah, I had like 30 minutes to get this together. Dragged my ass out of bed at 12:20. And I was like, I need to clear off the table first and try to get all the lighting set up. And then I only had like 10 minutes to be like, that looks good. It's all on frame, right? But now you can actually see all the beautiful art more up close. It's a gorgeous game. Okay. Especially if you're into fairies. Well, if you're watching this channel, if you're subscribed, you are obviously into fairies. So, you know, metaphorical and literal. I bought that. That's what I did. I have one more blue. This is the time when actually it might behoove me to get that. I don't know, really. It just feels so wasteful. I want to use that when I want to get point tokens. And I'm only going to draw another white, I know for a fact, or that other blue. So maybe what I need to do, let's try to get that red up in there. So maybe I could unlock this bonus action. And because this one, if I go here later, that's 3 crystals to draw 2 out of the bag. That would be more on the level. Okay. Well, that's all my fairies. It's time for the wraiths to descend. Blowing into their horns, their peals of madness echoing through the air like daggers. That's kind of like what the prose is like in the short story in the real book. Maybe not quite that bad, but it's... Actually, we should do kind of like a dramatic reading of the short story later towards the end. Actually, it's not that cheesy. You know, it's high fantasy writing though, so you got to kind of be be into that. But you know, this guy actually is pretty good for what it is. Oh, there's a wraith. Our first one. Okay. Now that black's getting added there. So. Now we have to get at least 17. Where are we at so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's not going to cut it. Well, we're going to have to figure some things out. Well, this is going. It kind of would have been nice to get the 3 crystals for one point token, but again, I need more crystal generation power and less just paying crystals for so many things that I don't have, you know? That is why that actually would have been a good thing to go to the extra. Then I could have gone here, burned off a white. That's why I was thinking of doing that. But no regrets. Let's not be too precious. We're going for the whole stack, so other things are going to pop up. This is one of those games where you kind of build a slightly different engine every time. Kind of like Flip Town in that sense. So if you've played Flip Town, definitely check this one out if you like that element of kind of forging a different path, slightly different path for yourself every time. You're kind of doing the same thing, but just, you know, kind of navigating your way through the same maze in a slightly different way. So, okay. Well, it's time to put these back in my bag. Not forget to do that. This gets discarded. So I probably have no whites left in here. So I'm going to have to start making some decisions. And there are maybe turns where you don't buy a tile. Then that's fine. That's perfectly fine. I need to make sure I have an engine that's doing the best for me, though. Okay, now let's see. Will I get my summoning card? Will I pull that red? I have a blue. I just need to pull that red, and I could get it. I have time, though. But this is a good time because there's just blue and that red in there, pretty much. Oh, there's a white. I lied. Well, then. Let me pour some more coffee as we get into this. This is the 5th or the 6th round? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is only round 5 so far. I'm lacking. I have no resources, no crystals, no nothing. I want the red for this, if nothing else. So why don't we... I didn't do it last time, and now I'm slightly regretting it. Only slightly. Whatever. If I don't draw another blue, if it's a white, it's fine. But if it's that red, I could get... Boo! Well, these whites are going. Let's get another red in there, though. I want to be able to unlock that action. And now I want to get a green up in there, too. So that might be a thing. You think we should get some crystals and add a white to the bag? Or... yeah, this feeling as good as anything right now. This might just be kind of a recovery round. Okay, I'm adding a white. Should I add a white to my own bag? Because I am running out of them, and I mean, I don't want to be sending off my blue to the abyss. I'm just trying to buy tiles. I'll add it to mine. The Rafe's doing okay for now. If that changes, we can always go and add some to his later. There's. And then we have this blue. Let's go and get some resources. So let's get a bean and... what else is coming up? Should I just get more crystals so I can pay for some of these actions? No, it's fine. Those both need water and sun. I'm thinking I'm going to go for this one. This one will still be here next round. And that one takes... So just in case you guys can't see this, well, I'm not sure how you're doing. This lets me add blue to my bag, and the bonus action lets me another blue to my bag. So that could be 2 blue to my bag, or 1 blue to me and 1 blue to the Wraith, which would be some repelling. Which the repelling, I think that just lets me put it back into my bag and draw again when we do the Wraith. Put it back into the Wraith's bag and draw again, I should say. Which, if I just want to get some Wraith off the board, is not a bad idea, actually. It's free. Yeah, so we're going to get a sun. I guess, from that. Okay. Drawing for the Wraith. That was a quicker one. I need to get some points. More tiles, more point tokens. I can get there. Maybe more summoning cards. I don't know. White for the Wraith. Here, I'll do it on this side. What's it gonna be? Another white. These are really nice bags, by the way. They're like this... I mean, it's probably like velvet kind of texture. They're really nice. There's a Wraith. So now I gotta be 18. And we're adding 1. I really do think the green, banishing them from the game entirely, is like really the best way. But it's 2 resources each time. And I'm kind of resource... This is kind of a very resource poor engine right now. And I think we need to change that. So these are going back into my bag. And then these are going away, which I'm fine with. Okay, so we really want to buy this time. That's the goal. Approaching the halfway point of the game. So, time to start crackling. Oh, a little white here. It goes back in. Okay. There's a couple of reds in here. Should be lots of blues, too. Okay, there's a blue. I just need that red for this summoning card here. So, let's make it happen. Cool. Dunzo. Awesome. And I know things are so always crooked on this channel. Like, we don't like anything straight. It's called get gaming, not get straightened. Okay. 2 blue and a red. Awesome. Well, for my first trick... I want crystals. See, I want crystals so I can do this and draw 2 more. Might be worth it, actually. I'm drawing 2 more. That's 2 more actions. Yeah, and then use the red to get this extra action. So I have I still need a blue resource to buy that tile up there. But I need the... See, I feel like I'm wasting the blue on a spot that doesn't have a bonus action, but I need to go there to get the 2 crystals to make full use of this spot here. These are so crooked. I don't know if they're crooked of each other or if it's me. Okay. Well, there's that. So now I can pay 3 crystals to draw 2 more tokens from the bag, and then I get a resource of my choosing, which will be blue, obviously. So there's 1. Oh, good. It's another blue. So I don't feel so bad about wasting that other blue. Chill. Chill, chill, chill. And it's white. I think I still had white. These white guys, they're hanging on. Oh, I added 1 back in. That's right. You want to keep some, okay? Like, you know, this isn't replacement theory. Like, we can coexist. The white and the color can coexist. They have their uses. Blue, blue, white. Right. What are we doing? Oh, we want to buy. Oh, but I don't have enough crystals now. Let's go here to get 2 crystals. And I'm going to add another white. Should I add it to my own bag? Or... I think I am, because the whites are good for just having throwaways to buy the tiles with. So you do want to keep some white in your bag, for sure. So that you're not, you know, getting rid of your precious other colors, which you may need to activate bonuses. Cool. So there's that. And I didn't obviously trigger the bonus there because it's not green. Oh, I need some green, man. Okay, we're going here, though. Spending those 2 crystals I just got. And yeah, it's 1 of every resource for that one. So But it's a 2-pointer. And I think that will be useful. This bag's going to be all blue. But no, I want some green up in there. Let's get some green up in there. Because of this. And I'm thinking of getting a new summoning card soon, so I have time before the end of the game to trigger it. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points so far. Okay, we have to beat 18. It's not going to stay there. Like I said, we're trying to get past 20 at least. So we're definitely going to need another summoning card, and we're going to need to use more of these spots to convert things into point tokens. So, and I'm down to a crystal again. We're down to just next to nothing again. But it's not quite nothing. Next to nothing is still something. So just keep that in mind, you pessimists. Red me. Okay. White. See Wraithy. Another white. I'm lucking out with these Wraith draws. I'm not getting a lot of Wraiths, which is good. White. Wow. Okay, that's going to change eventually. We're still only halfway through the game. And when they come out, sometimes I like to come out all at once. There's not, like, very much in these bags. Like, this isn't, you know. Okay. Well, that's it there. So this gets discarded. This slides over. And let me not forget to do all my cleanup. Add things, discard things to the supply that need to be discarded to the supply. Take things off my board that need to be taken off my board. And drop back into my bag pool. You know, like, it sounds, the bag building, you would think it would be, like, super random. There's an element of some randomness to it, but it's easily mitigatable by, if you build a really good engine for yourself, especially one that lets you get more draws. The thing with the summoning cards, that's probably the most random part, I would say. But it's ancillary, like, you know, they're ancillary points. There's totally other ways to get points. So, you know, you're not, like, you're not completely at the mercy of the bag draws, only marginally so. A lot of it is dependent on what you've chosen to put in and what order you've chosen to put things in. Like, for instance, I know there's not that much white in here. I should be drawing some blues. Okay. Maybe there's more white than I think. There clearly is. Okay, we're going to burn some of these guys. So what do I got here? Ooh, this one is another draw one. And it gives me crystals. And lets me add to the bag. Well, we definitely want that, but we're going to need more crystals in order to do it. So why don't we just go here and get a couple crystals. Then I need the resources for it, and none of these are blue. Oh, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, because I need those resources. However, if I pay these 3 crystals here, I could draw 2 more from the bag, and maybe that would be something that would let me do things more efficiently. Otherwise, I'm just going to call this a wash. That sucks because that would be the perfect tile for me right now. 1 is red. Ooh, I already covered the red action though, so that's not great. And another one is red. Doesn't really help me. Really. And I spent those crystals to do it. Boo. Well, let's just... I'm feeling like I need more blue again. Is that weird? I mean... what could I do? If I go here, I'd get a couple of crystals. I could go to another spot. See, I should have not put my white there. But I didn't have a red at the time. So I'm not retconning that. That would be cheating. For sure. I guess we need to do things that just add stuff to the bag. When in doubt, add to the bag. And this one will let me get 2 crystals and add a white. Drawing all white that time did kind of screw me though, so I'm going to add it to the Wraith bag. Just to thin them out a little bit. And, oh, this one lets me add 1. So why don't we add a green, because being able to unlock that green would have been perfect for me to be able to buy that tile. See, the reason this would have been so great, again, I get a crystal, which I need more crystal production, and I get to add 1 to the bag, always good. And if I had the green, like I'm going to start putting more green in here now, I could have unlocked another bag draw, but oh well. Okay, Wraithy time. So my engine is a little clunky. It's a lot of spending stuff I don't have. So I need to work on how to get the stuff because my resource generation is not really good right now. I do have time to spin this train around though, but get it back on course. There's a Wraith. Fun. Oof, they all come out as Wraiths right now. I'm going to get really nervous. Fix that pretty well. It's a lot of rattling of bags in this game. Oh, white, thank God. It's just a nice little bit of like, ooh, ooh, boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, there's another white. Cool. So, we only had to add 1. But now we have to beat 19. As I said, like really in the solo game, you're going to need to beat at least 20, generally speaking. Unless you're going to start using these. I can start putting colors up in that bag, but I'm still trying to get the right colors in my bag, you know? Oh, I'm so sad about this. That would have been perfect. But it's my own fault because I don't have good resource generation. My eyes got a little too big. I'm like, ooh, point tokens, but they're expensive. And I'm blowing for the crystals quicker than I can generate them. And sometimes it's the opposite. Sometimes you're generating so many crystals and you have nothing, don't know what to do with them. So balancing your engine is really the name of the game. It's a very cool style of engine building though. Like it truly feels like the choices you make in building your engine are very impactful in this game. Love it. So what do we got? We got a little 2 beans, and the bonus action is if I have yellow, I get a bean. I don't have any yellow going on in this bag right now, though. So, and these are all yellow. And the more variegated things get, the harder it is to really, though I'm already doing crappy with the draws anyway. Who even knows? I feel like there's more blue in here than there probably is, and less white than clearly there is, so... I can't remember if he said in the game if you can like pull them out and look at what's in there at any point. I don't think so. Oh, I have to put things back in though. Like I know there's at least 3 white now, so and 2 red. And I just put a green in. And I haven't lost any blue, so I know there's at least 3 or 4 blue. But this is probably like, you know, equal parts of stuff now. So it's really, you know. Okay. Blue. White. And then I'm just going to pull this up again a little bit. One more. Blue. Okay, well, there's that blue. Okay, well, you know what? Resources. Hold up. Do you want any of this shit over here? All the yellow? I mean, the elements are not really what I'm feeling a short on. It's the crystals more so. But the elements are also necessary. That's so much bean. I already got a bean here. And every time I have to take it, I'm like, oh, I wish I could take something other than a bean. Which, well, I'll show you the other boards at the end. There, one of the boards lets you have that be any resource you want, and that one's nice. I think that's the autumn one, but anyway, we gotta make a choice here. This one lets me trade in water for 3 crystals. That one doesn't sound that bad. That's a lot of element resources, though, that I don't think I'm gonna get right now. Because if I go here, I get one of any resource, but then also the other one is a bean. This one here is one of any resource, and I can pay a crystal and take something out of the bag for a point token. That might be worth it. Okay, let's see what I pull. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. Do I want to get rid of the red? I think it'll be worth it. And pay crystal. Gets me a point token. If nothing else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, halfway there. I'm assuming that I can keep the Wraiths below 20. I feel that was worth it. And then I get an extra resource. Let's just have it be... Let's have it be a water. No, I think it should be a sun. Just in case I end up having to wait and get that on the next turn. Because... Where else? Well, if I go here, just ignore that, just take an extra turn. Maybe I'll get something else better. Or just go here. Why don't I just plan? Just that one sounds really good. Like, I'm just trying to think. How would I even get? Didn't I have one that lets you draw 2? Here, if you have the crystals. Let's give it a shot. I know. I'm going to try to make this work and see if it happens. If nothing else, I'll have extra crystals. So 2 crystals. Let's go here. Oh, I'm not going to have extra crystals because I'm using them all to draw the 2. And I'm not getting the bonus action. But let's see if it'll be worth it. And if I don't draw, like... I'm not sure what I would need. Or if it's even possible, but... I'm not sure if that was worth it. It kind of feels like back in the same place that I was. So... It's frustrating because... Well... Is what 'tis. Why don't we... I mean, it's definitely not going to happen now because I spent the crystals, so I miscalculated there. That's twice now I've done that, and I'm realizing it's not... Like, it feels like it's going to be efficient, but it's not, actually. It's just wasting crystals at this point. But I already drew them, so I can't retcon. I'm just going to go here and get another... I'll get another one of these. Then with this one, my red... I already did that. That was dumb. But I didn't have the red yet. So it wasn't dumb. It's just not quite the right order of things. I need some more green, I think. So that's what's happening. And again, another tile that would have been perfect. This is not going well. I mean, it's going okay. Like, I have half the points that I need. I'm just going to pre-clear these. I'm just doing it in the opposite order right now. Just to make sure I don't forget. I know I'm not going to forget to pull raves. But I might have jinxed myself now just by saying that. White. And white. And... oh, there's black. Okay, now it's officially 20. That's what I need to beat. Officially. And I have to add another black in here. I may want to start adding some colors in there, but I'm still trying to get my own engine to work over here so I can buy some tiles. Okay, guys. Already refilled that. Already did that. I should get a summoning card. I'm too focused on the fact that I can't get a tile. I could have spent that last turn just banking on some resources instead and getting a summoning card. That may be what I do this time because, oh, this one lets me trade in a sun for 3 crystals. So that one's just as good as the other one, and it's also 2 points. The next one is also crystals. So I should try to buy one of those. I should be able to do one of them. Okay, there's a green. Cool. It's these 2 here. I should be able to get some resources. Okay, I should definitely be able to get the resources I need. Oh, can you see this down here? Probably not. Green, red. And another green. Okay, well, we're going to be doing this stuff down here, which is to say, let's... oh, I need crystals to pay. That would have been nice. But really, I just need the resources. Let's do this first. Because that gives me 2 crystals, which I need to buy anything. And I add a white. Let's add white to the bag. That needs a little bit of balancing between raves and whites, probably. And then I get a resource. Which one do we want? I'm thinking this one. Sounds good. Trading in some elementals for the crystals might be good. And then adding to the bag. Never bad. That one's a little cheaper, though. Oh, and I have to spend one of these. Well, I almost feel like... do I want to be adding... do I need more adding to the bag? I'm wondering if just the crystals. Because I already have red in there, so I'll be triggering the bonus enough. The other one's worth more points, though. Oh, I don't have blue, so it's a moot point. So I have to take that one. And... whoops! I didn't get my other bean. Well, let's just say I went... I don't know, here. We'll ignore that action, and I'm just taking the bean that I've been paying so that I can take this. Okay. So I have 6 tiles so far. Not bad. I'm going to be losing that green, though. It's not great, but I need the points. So I'm at 12 points now. So I should be able to do it. Let's pull the Wraith, and then I'll do all the cleanup. Make sure I'm doing the right steps, y'all. Okay, so I have a bunch of sun. Oh, I never paid the 2 cents. Sorry. I have 1 sun. That's what one light. They're called light. It's a bad terminology. I played this a bunch. You would bet this probably better. I played the Flip Town. Playing so much of the Flip Town has like washed my brain. Like a week ago, I was obsessed with this. Oh, there's a black. There's another black. Rattle, rattle, rattle. See, what did I tell you? They all like to come out at once when they do come out. Okay, we're going to need to work on things that are going to help us remove some wraiths, because I'm not liking this number of wraiths with this much time to go. So, we're going to need to address that soon. These are all about adding specific colors in. I mean, I want to address making the engine that I have work for me. But yellows would be good. I need a yellow in there for sure. White, blue, and green. Okay. I think I should try to get, if I'm going to get another summoning card, I feel like now is the time to do such. I don't think I'm going to buy this turn. So I'm going to get another summoning card. So what options do we have? We have green or yellow, yellow or blue. So either way, I'm going to need to get some yellow in there. Let's go with the blue one. So I already have blue in there. We just need to get some yellow in there. And you know what? I need some crystals. This would be good though with the yellow. Is there one that lets me add? Maybe I do need more adding spots, adding to the bag spots. Maybe this is my problem. Maybe that's my problem. This is feeling attractive, but it's not going to let me add. Let's go here, actually. Yeah, we are going to do it. Go there. That'll get me 3 crystals. Because then I can go here and pay those 3 crystals to draw 2 more workers from my bag. I know I said I wasn't going to do it again. Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Oh, it's just 2, right? Sorry. Green. Okay, that is kind of what I wanted. We're not buying. You want to maybe get we want to get things out of the bag, but do I want just a bunch of blue things? Let's add one here. Just get 2 blue. And this one here. What do we say we need? Yellow would be nice. Need at least a yellow. Okay, more wraiths. I don't know how she's going to shake down. I feel like I've made some poor choices already. And we're at about 2/3 of the way through, so there's a white. To remind myself not to slouch in this chair, because that's what's messing my back up. Black and white. 24. Okay, that's not good. That what's happening with these wraiths. Maybe I need to put some blue in there and repel, you know? At least some white. Oh, did I add a wraith in there? I don't know if I did. This should be the exact amount based on how many rounds we have left. So I don't think I did. So that's fine. And this goes away. And these go back in the bag. Okay. Well, could be going better. But we will see how it all shakes down in the end. Now I have my summoning card up here. Yellow and blue is what I'm looking for. Oh, you guys can't see it. Yellow and blue is what I'm looking for. In my initial draw, any draws after that from later actions don't count. Blue. Okay, if I draw that yellow, I'll be so happy. Blue. Blues are good in general, though, for getting this extra draw, though. Just in general. Okay, it's all blue. Well, I'm adding blue to that bag, so maybe I can repel some. And some yellow. So let's add some yellow. Because I want to be able to unlock this action. It'd be nice. Oh, that was my phone. She's texting me. At this day, unless a computer popping off. Might just be Discord. It's probably just Discord. Nothing important. Usually don't check on stream, but you know. Rich is out of town. Who knows? He could be trying to, send me loving missives. I have no resources. I have no crystals. I'm doing awful. What? Oh, Lord. What does this stuff give? Crystal. Taking stuff out of my bag for more crystals. I do need to buy more tiles for points. Or just buy point tokens. Or just get crystals. Let us... I don't have enough workers. I already took that to add the yellow, right? Oh, it's too late to wreck on that. I need 2 crystals and a resource to get that point token. If I go here, I just need a crystal to take something out of my bag. Not really liking either of those options. I mean, it could always just ignore that to take another thing out of the bag. I think I will do that. Maybe it'll be something that can help me. Generally, this draw more things, it really helps you, but I feel like it's not doing much for me because I haven't curated my bag, I think, as efficiently. But who knows? Green! Okay. Well, you know what? Now I play this blue here. I get a resource, and then if I play the green there, I'll also get a resource. At least I'd have resources. This also gives me crystals. So let's do that there. So 2 crystals, add a white. Let's add a white to that Wraith bag. You know? Guess I'm not buying this round. Whatever. Jesus wept. Then I could do this. I could discard a crystal and remove something from my bag. At least I get a point token. That will make up for me not buying this round. Okay, it's white. Cool. So I get a point token. Always helpful. And then I get a resource of my choosing. What's coming up? Let's get a bean. I mean, maybe I could get this. Maybe that would be helpful. 2 points. You know, whatever. Okay, well, it's that time again. Wraith time. I'm feeling like maybe I should have put blues in here. Okay, white. If I don't get rid of some of these wraiths, I probably will lose. White. White. Okay, but you got to add a black. I want to thin out that wraith bag a little bit, among other things. Okay, the stack is getting perilously low. Yeah, there's 3 after this, so that means there's going to be 2 more rounds after this. Not great. Not great. Well, you're going to see how very possible it is to lose against this AI. It's not an easy AI opponent. It's not the most punishing, but, you know, I've kind of let... A bunch of them came out all at once, so I think I need to put some blue in there or something. I don't know. Okay, I have a crystal and a bean. Maybe I can rub them together into a stalk. A big, tall, juicy stalk. Ready to sprout. Oh my god. Awful, awful. I'm glad nobody's in the shower right now. Because I'm making terrible jokes. There are giants in the sky. And in my pants. Dreamroll. Such a great show. Into the Woods. You know, if that ended up being the last show I did, I'd be very proud of it. Jack was such a dream roll for me. I thought I did a pretty good job, actually. Little hammy. But that's me. Okay. I did not satisfy that. I need yellow in there. I need more yellow. I have limited time to get stuff done. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Nowhere close. I gotta buy one of these 2 first. I think that's what has to happen. Blue and yellows. Let's go to the ones that give me crystals. I got 2 crystals, and I add a white to this guy's bag. Not mine, because I'm kind of going to draw certain things. Need those resources, man. Okay, cool. Blue here. Perfect. Because I can get a yellow and another bean. That's this here. Then I can send my red here. Pay the 2 crystals, the sun, and the 2 beans. Get that 2-pointer. Add them down here. So this action down here. So I have to remove something from my bag for 3 crystals. Okay. Well, maybe worth it. The bonus action is another resource, which we need resources, so we're just gonna spin that over there. Here, I'll move this to the side ever so slightly. So everything's there. Okay. I think that was worth it. I hope it was worth it. Oh, I didn't add no yellow. Oh, well. I'm going to lose, probably, so it's fine. I made some very... I got too many things that just cost a lot of crystals, and I didn't get enough resource generation early on, so... My eyes got a little big from my stomach. What else is new? That's how I am in these kinds of games. Always shooting myself in the foot, because I got pie in the sky, hopes and dreams. Okay, that was the Wraith that we were doing just now. And it was all white. Awesome. Blue, dead, black. That goes. Okay. Penultimate round. Am I going to be able to make a miracle happen? Probably not. There's at least one yellow swimming around in there. Unless that yellow pops up. I have one last chance. I definitely need to add some yellow in there this round if I have any hope of that last summoning card. But I may need to just get another one of these twofers and maybe like some point tokens. Ooh, blue. Okay, I just need the yellow bitch. I need that yellow bitch. Oh my god. This is like the point where you feel like the tyranny of the bag. You feel truly... Okay, I need to put some yellow in this chick. But it might be a little late for such things. I might not just, you know, let the summoning card just lay to rest. I'm going to need some extra draws. And some extra point tokens. Now, I could go here. Buy that one. I'd be buying it for the points, mostly. However... You know... Let's go here, get the 2 crystals, and I can add another white one to the Wraith bag. That seems to be working out well for avoiding extra Wraiths. Then I get a resource of any type. Let's get a yellow because I do have that one spot. This spot. If I do actually manage to pull a yellow... I can discard this for 3 crystals. You know? Crystals. Crystals. Actually, I could just go right here and discard 2 in the sun for a point token, which I think I will do. And then I get to draw one more from the bag for my bonus action, because it matches color. Yellow! Okay, well, I mean, it's not the initial draw, so it doesn't help with the summoning card, but it does allow me to take this action, which sadly I don't have that sun token anymore, but I'm still going to do it so I can take the bonus action of adding probably another yellow into my bag, you think? I'm not going to be able to do anything about that now. It's unfortunate. But at least I can get that in there. I do have one last white, though. Actually. Should I just add more yellow? It's tempting to just add more yellow. I'm gonna do it. Why not? YOLO for your yellow. Gotta holla for your holla. Why not? Why not? So I guess we're not pieing with my one crystal. So yeah, Brave time, baby. Like I told you, this game goes fast. We've been going for, is that like an hour and 10? Yeah, it's like an hour-ish game. You know, obviously I'm sitting here talking and, you know, rattling on about unrelated things. This is a really good middle of the night game just because it's so like, I like this tactileness of the bag is just, it's fun. We don't have any other bag builder games really, so this was a nice addition to the collection. And fairly compact too. Oh, there's a Wraith. I don't think we're gonna do it, guys. I've never seen it get to 27, but it could happen, and I think that just automatically ends the game. And if it doesn't, we're just gonna say it does, because, you know, this game's, there's sort of a busting element in any game where you're drawing things randomly out of a bag. I drew too many. One too many. Because I placed the black. There goes another one. And another one bites the dust. Okay. I haven't been buying any tiles. And I ended up with, yeah, this is about 7. One of these may be worth it. Just for the points. 2? Maybe. Okay. I have 2 yellow in here. Let's see. I mean, the bag is somewhat full. White. If I draw, like, orange or green, that's why I said, like, you know, maybe I didn't build this bag the best. Yellow. Okay, I just need a blue. Give me a blue. Hopefully me putting all this blue in this game will... Yes! Oh, you couldn't quite see it. It's, yeah, it's blue. Yellow, blue. I satisfied it. Cool. I have a chance. It's a slim chance, but I have a chance. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I just need... I gotta get to 25. 7 points. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Unless I could put some blue in this bag and hope it'll put in some blue, and that'll shave off a point. So 24. So I'd still need 6. So it's probably not gonna happen. But we'll see. If I could get some of those, like these 2 draws here, that would be nice. Okay, but I don't really care about building my bag. Maybe about putting some blue in his bag. But maybe I'll save that. I want to get some extra draws. Well, let's think here. I think I'm going to go get a couple of crystals. So 3 crystals. And we'll do the thing again. 3 crystals to draw 2 more from the bag. See if it actually helps me. Hi, Mitch and or Morgan. Probably Mitch. Yes, this is a really good game. If you like bag building, if you like engine building, if you like resource management, which I've been really failing at this game. Yeah, it's really good. And this is something at 2 you can whip out in an hour easily. So it's a very Euro-y for the lightness of the mechanics. What am I doing? I'm drawing 2? Yeah, I'm drawing 2. That was the whole point of that. Green and blue. Also, Mitch, you're really into like, you know, the high fantasy themes. You'd probably really like this one if you're into the Fae, like the Dark Fae and stuff. Very good art. Okay, so at least now I'm working with something that maybe I can do something with. Like, this is my last chance to beat these wraiths. They're just fluttering around like a plague of locusts around the Idle tree. The tree of Idalon, the fairy kingdom. I need one of those sun tokens back to get some crystals. Leftover crystals and resources are worth some points at the end of the game, but it's like a ratio of 5-1. So it's like, if you don't have access at the end, don't even sweat it. Though that is a way you could have gotten more points just stocking up on crystals. Again, I picked tiles up here that cost so many crystals without actually making sure I had a good crystal economy going. So then you would love this game. You can find it pretty easily on the secondhand market. Like I was saying earlier, we got this for $20 at Half Price Books. So you can definitely find it on like the Board Game Geek market, and I imagine places like Noble Knight probably would be a good place to find a copy of this too. Okay. Blue, yellow, green. Blue, yellow, green. Oh, I want that sun token. So, if this would be a good place to go, because I could get a couple crystals. Let's just add another white to that Wraith's bag, because I just want to, I don't want to draw another Wraith on the last turn. I'd rather not. So I got my 2 crystals. Then I can get that sun. Then I can go here to the sun thing. Yeah, let's go to this. I'll pay a sun to get 3 more crystals. 1, 2, 3. Let's just add another white to that Wraith bag. And if I had one more resource, I could have used this to get another point token. But I don't, because I just want to do the bonus action and get another bag draw. That's what's happening. There's your combo. Typical Aramini combo. Alright, just kind of like... Okay, it's white. Whatever. Can we do something to get another point token? I could. If I go here, I could pay a crystal and remove something from my bag to get another point token. Because it doesn't even matter at this point. It was yellow. My hard-won yellows. But I get a point token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and there's 7. There's another summoning bonus there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So, if I didn't have all these wraiths, that would be a good score. But yes, we have to do one more wraith drawing. We gotta reach into the juju bag. See if our juju will be bad juju or good juju. There's a white. So far, so good. Hopefully, me putting all that white in there, because that was, you know, actions I could have used to get point tokens, but it really wouldn't matter. Trying to get... Oh, if they start getting much past 20, just forget it. Yeah, I should have been putting more of these colors in their bag so that I could help stem the tide of black fairies. No black wraiths. Excelente. So if I gotten 25... equal to or more, I would have beat these hookers. No, I already knew halfway through that it was a lost cause. But you know what? You just keep on going anyway. Yeah, so if you like combo-y things, you see that combo I did at the end. It was a combo in vain, but satisfying as a combo nonetheless. We're just comboing for combo's sake in Steve Aramini's games. So... that was Grove. Yeah, last time I actually beat the game. I think by a couple of points, I think I got 25, and the Wraiths were at 23. So again, like I said, if you start letting them get as high as I let them get, it's close to not impossible. If I'd built a better engine at the start, I just got a lot of things that here I have to pay crystals for stuff. Here I have to pay crystals for stuff. Here I have to pay crystals for stuff. I should have been focusing on my generation first. But obviously, there's multiple levels of luck. Like, it doesn't... There's a bit of luck involved. Not, like, oppressively, like, totally random. But the order in which these come out, the tiles come out. So shuffle your things pretty well. I probably didn't shuffle the deck very well. Shuffling these thick tile boards is a little hard. But yeah, so you have like the order in which the these tiles come out with the bonuses they have. The way in which you build the bag, though, you do have a lot of agency there. And I thought I was doing okay. Just again, then you're still, you know, the less tokens there are in the bag, the easier it is to curate what's in there. As it gets later into the game and you have more in there, it starts to become a little bit more random, but that's part of the excitement, I think, in, you know, a bag building game like this, where you're like, ooh, am I going to draw the right one? Ah! Like, you know, especially in the 2-player game. We haven't played this at 3 or 4. It plays up to 4. But, you know, the boards, as I said, are slightly asymmetric. Like, this is spring. So, like, you start with a green worker in your board, and then each time you're getting a sun. Otherwise, the 2 starting actions are the same. Now, this is the one for summer. You get a crystal as that action, and you're starting with the yellow. So this is the board I played with the first time, and I played a game of this where I was drowning in crystals. I had too many crystals that I didn't know what to do with. But again, at the end of the game, every 5 crystals is worth a point. Same thing with the elements. You can combine them together and then just divide. So all the resources are worth points, essentially, at the end. But it's not, obviously, a very good dividend, 5 to 1. And this is the autumn one. I love this. It's very... I love autumn. I just love autumn in general. It's my favorite. Well, winter is really my favorite season. Rich doesn't like it, though. Autumn's better for little Richie, but with his poor achy old bones. But I really love winter. I also love autumn. I hate, emphasis H, hate summer, especially here. LA summers weren't much better, so dusty. Much prefer out east summers, but yeah, so you have 4 boards. They're slightly asymmetric. Also in the multiplayer game, you have, let me pull them out, another deck of cards you play with that have these other scoring criteria. So you sort of things like whoever at the end of the game has the most spirits. There's some things like the first person to get a set of something will immediately take the card for the points. So there's a little bit more sort of majority scoring competition cards that you have in the multiplayer game. And like I said, also you have these little portals that you can use in the multiplayer game, which, you know, a lot of worker placement games are very multiplayer solitaire. Obviously, you could see how this one would be, but it has this really bit of interaction. So you have the 2 parts of the portal standee, and so when you go to, and I'll just show you the other side of the board because it's a little bit different. So you have, and the market works a little bit differently because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It doesn't have that weird cheapest one in the middle thing. And then here, same thing, getting the Grove cards, the summoning cards, I should say. That works the same. And then you can go to this action spot here. And so when you go to the first time, you take the base of the standee. And when you go there second time, you get the portal. And so it's sort of a 2-step process. But once you have one of these portals, you can, as I said, we have our different dimensions, our different realms. These are realm boards. You can basically teleport to somebody else's realm and place one of your workers on one of their action spots. Not only blocking it from them, but yeah, you get to basically, it opens up the amount of actions you have available to you because you're taking other people's actions. It's an interesting bit of interaction. However, at the end of the turn, that person will get to add your worker that you just placed into their bag. So you're sending your portal, you get that extra action, but you basically have to sacrifice a worker to that other person in order to take one of their actions. Really interesting, really brilliant bit of interaction in a worker placement game. That idea of, well, I can block you from one of your actions, but I have to give you a worker in order to do it. Really cool. I really like this multiplayer as well. And the Wraiths in the multiplayer game also, instead of being bad, they're actually kind of good. You want Wraiths. So whenever you build a portal, you get a Wraith. And you can build as many portals as there are other players generally. So, and the 2-player game, there's also an extra little realm tile, so that you can build up to 2 portals in the 2-player game. I think it's called the Outlander tile. So this is optional to play with for the 2-player mode. It just gives you extra spots and an extra place to build a portal to. And so instead of discarding tiles that haven't been bought out the game, they go here into the Outlander sort of area. So it works kind of like a dummy player a little bit. And then that's other potential actions you could access. So you're never really any potential action you could have in the game, you're never really losing because it goes to be attached to this other dummy player tile. So really good at 2. Also, I really do want to try to play at 3. But as I was saying, with these Wraiths, the reason you want to add them to your bags is because they act as a wild. So like in the multiplayer game, if you do it here, basically the Wraith will count as any color, and whenever you use a Wraith, you're always going to be able to do the bonus action. So having the Wraiths in your bag, having 1 or even 2, is super powerful in the multiplayer game. But I like that he sliced away some of the multiplayer elements in doing the solo mode in order to create something that feels like AI that's really easy to manage. Like, it feels different. The solo mode feels different than the multiplayer mode, which I do appreciate because it makes it a better solo game, while still giving me the meat and potatoes of the game, which is this engine building aspect, which if you build a good engine for yourself, you get really satisfying combos. If you build a bad engine for yourself, like I did, you get combos which do essentially nothing for you. And then you're dealing with random bag draws that are also screwing you over. And the Wraiths are overwhelming you. And I guess, but that makes a really great solo experience, it creates some good tension in this game. And it makes you want to come back and be, okay, next time I'm going to build a better engine. I'm not going to do this, and I'm not going to do that, and I'm going to make sure I grab one of those, and, So I like any game where each time you come to it, you're trying to forge a different strategy. And you can forge multiple viable strategies each time. So really good game. I definitely highly recommend seeking it out on the secondhand market. I don't know if... Let me actually look right now while we're here. I'm going to go and see if LettermanGames.com is still an active website, because maybe they would have it. Okay. Letterman Games. They're still in business. So there you go. Oh, they have children's books and RPG. So they have this line of, it's called Adventure Tactics. It's an RPG series for kids. So if you are an RPGer and you have kids, definitely check it out. They got Squire for Hire. So, okay, tabletop games. They do. Oh, and they also have Dino Dude Ranch, which looks super cute. Yeah, they list Gross as one of their out of print games. Doubt they're gonna reprint it. I don't think they have plans to do so. I think Steve definitely has moved on with his life as well now. He has his own publishing company, and this was, I guess, his friend Dan's publishing company. They worked on this together and did the Kickstarter together. That's 6 years ago now, which is like forever time in board games practically. But like I said, it's easily floating around the secondhand market. I highly recommend trying to find it if you can, if you like bag building and worker placement together. And it's something that's really easy to table and get for, like, I think a learning game, like at 2, you're looking at a max of an hour and a half, I would say. And once you get a pretty good tempo with it, you could easily bust a game out in an hour. So it has that definitely to recommend it, because I'm always looking for more games with Euro mechanics that me and Rich can get through in an hour-ish. Because trying to table, like, he really likes Castles of Burgundy. He actually did like A Feast for Odin, but it's just like those are 2-hour minimum games. Feast for Odin probably more than 2. But or even things like Lacrimosa we can get through in about 2 hours, maybe shy of 2 hours. Castles of Burgundy is a minimum of 2 hours for us generally. So it's just hard to table those things with the kind of schedule that I have, because I don't get off work till usually 6 or 7 these days. So it's a little hard there. But yeah, so finding games like this, Steve, I love Steve so much. Steve and his games. Oh my god. The dad Eni, the man Eni. Excellent. And I've been very happy to see Fliptown is getting a good amount of buzz now that it's been released to retail. I hope he makes a lot of bags from it. And then maybe this could get reprinted at some point. Who knows? But I know for his publisher, it's called Right Stuff Games, I believe. Yeah, Right Stuff Games. There's a little logo with the pencil rocket ship, super cute. They're focusing on roll and rights, or flip. This is a flip and right, but and rights, right stuff. I know he's focusing on that because the idea was those will be, more compact sized games, will be a little easier to produce. I know there was some shipping delays with this, nothing too crazy. But I know some people were getting a little antsy there for a hot minute. I'm kind of used to it. With every single Kickstarter I backed, not every single one, I should not say that, not every single one, but the majority of them have had some kind of shipping delay because it's not really in a lot of people's control. Or I think there's some things that maybe can be anticipated and things that can't be anticipated. And I think it's important, just a little note to anyone that wants to do a Kickstarter or publish their own games, always give yourself plenty of wiggle room, and don't overpromise. Always underpromise and overdeliver. I think a lot of people get themselves into trouble when they do the opposite and overpromise and underdeliver, in the sense with the shipping, because people are impatient. People are consumers. They want them, and they want them now. They want their games and they want them now. Sometimes it's reasonable, if it's been a delay of unconscious mind with the constant delays, is they're pretty good at communicating regular updates, but the regular updates aren't really updates on what the time frame of the schedule is, so that gets a little frustrating. But I've had other publishers who have been as long as they said, hey, it's been pushed back such and such amount of time, oh, it got pushed back again such and such amount of time, that's frustrating to me on a consumer level, just because I want the game. But at least there's a date, and even if the goalpost is moving, at least I know what the goalpost is. You know what I mean? So I think Steve did a fine job on that. I know some people were a little, is it coming yet? Is it being delayed yet? What's going on? So this is now officially in retail though. So this wasn't just a Kickstarter. So if you missed the Kickstarter, fear not. This is on Amazon, and I think he has a website too. He might have a website where you can buy this. I can't remember, but you can definitely find it. Grab them while they're hot, because I think if it does well though, if they sell out, he probably will reprint this one. do a Kickstarter reprint campaign for that one. At least I hope so. So, this is the Steve Love Day. Come back next week. We're going to be doing, or it's not next week. What are we doing on Wednesday? We're doing Kune versus Lockie on Wednesday, Mean Rich. The Wednesday after that is going to be a John Love Fest because we are finally playing one of John's games on the channel. Making Manhattan. It's a button shy game. And we'll be doing a giveaway. Okay, I'll make more announcements about this on the community tab and the Twitter. But just I know Hannah is going to ask Hannah enters the giveaway, or anyone that's in Europe. You know, if you're worried about shipping and stuff, don't, you know, we'll cover the shipping for the giveaway. It's fine. So all you need is an address. So the main point of the giveaway, and I'll talk more about this probably in next Sunday stream, what we're doing for the giveaway. But I have a lot of button shies, a lot of redundant copies of things. So yeah, it's going to be a big button shy giveaway, probably. And you may see a mystery guest, actually, next weekend. So next weekend, Solitary Sunday may not be so solitary. So stay tuned for that. But, you know, so it's a secret. I think on the community tab, I put like 3 question marks on it because it's still a little TBD, but I'm hoping to have a big surprise lined up for that. And oh, Mitch, if you're still there, by the way, I got this in the mail. A game you may recognize. Hold on, sorry, I left the chat thing. So this game by a Mr. Paul from the Discord. I play tested this game forever ago on Tabletop Simulator, and he already had a Kickstarter for this. But he sent this along to me anyway, so we are going to be doing content on this. This is 3-player minimum, though, which is the only thing I've been trying to figure out about how we're going to feature this one. But it is happening in some way. It will be a stream, probably. And I just have to figure out who the third person is going to be. Actually, that may be. maybe that will be next Sunday. I'm not completely sure. We might be doing this next Sunday. I'm not sure yet. Pink framing, yeah. It's very purple. Like when you see it in person, the whole game is very, very purple, which is my favorite color. So the gems in this are really nice. So I think you'll enjoy it, Tim. It's another, it's bidding. It's a bidding game with tableau building. So it's very fun. Lots of, I'm not sure if you would call it quite, there's engine building, yeah. So it's like engine building, bidding. The tableau building involves, there's some majority scoring. Oh, wait, there's no score at all. It's just a race. Whoever gets to a certain number of cards, like, wins. Zarmon's demands. But it's very fun. But I was reading through the rules, and I'm like, oh, we can't play this at 2. There's no way. Which some bidding games, if you put in kind of a dummy player, can kind of work. But the way that the rounds are structured with the bidding, it just doesn't work at 2 or less. So it has to be at least three players. It's okay if you miss the rest of the stream, Tim. You're here now, and that's all I care about. By the way, giveaway, Tim. So, stay tuned. Wednesday after next, we're going to be doing a big Button Shy giveaway. So if you want some Button Shy games, tune in for that. Who's got to go cook dinner? Hi, Morgan. I think Mitch already left, but hi, Morgan. Yeah, so just so you know, Tim, if you didn't catch that, next week, Solitary Sunday, we might be playing Jumpire, we might be doing something else. I'm not quite sure what's happening. Because we have a mystery guest who's coming. If I can convince him to come on the stream, which I think I'll be able to. So that was Grove. definitely check it out if you like bag building and worker placement engine building games. You know, light little medium weight Euro in an hour time frame. Always a winner. Thank you, Steve Aramini, the Dadini, for continuing to deliver. Thank you for the people that showed up in the chat. Appreciate you. Hopefully I'll make good ASMR for the rest of you after the fact. Just, put it on in the background. And I'm looking forward to Rich coming back tomorrow. He'll be coming back tomorrow, but I probably won't see him till Tuesday. So I'm just hanging in there, eating all on my lonesome. I made some fideo last night that was really good. Wasn't as spicy as I thought it was going to be, though. So anyway, well, have a good rest of your Sunday. I don't know what I'm gonna go do right now. And I will catch you guys on Wednesday. It's Kude versus Lakia. Very excited for that one. We have our special thing next Sunday, and then we'll be doing Making Manhattan Wednesday after that. Also in March, we'll probably be doing Flip Town at some point. And some other mystery things I haven't figured out yet. Okay. Mazel tov. Have a great February.